Good morning and welcome to Lawrence Live. I'm Dr. Sean Smith, Superintendent of Schools, and I'm joined today with two legendary educators and coaches. With me to my right is Coach Jack Kiefer of Lawrence North High School, and to my left is our head coach at Lawrence Central High School, Coach Al Gooden. And these two legendary coaches are joining me this morning in a conversation about their world as educators and also as coaches. Let's start off this morning and just talk a little bit about, from a historical standpoint, I walk in my office and we have a new board, Coach Kiefer, and it has all the state championships of Lawrence Township. And over the last 20 plus years, I notice on there I see several state championships from the Lawrence North Wildcats. And Coach Kiefer has been the coach there for many years. But Coach, talk a little bit about your coaching. How long have you been at Lawrence North High School? We're going to ask that question.
I don't know if I can add that. It's around 40 years.
40 years.
Yeah.
Now, little Birdie told me a little secret that, you know, you've been the only head coach we've had there, basketball coach.
Been. Yeah, that's right.
The only one.
Every mark on that gym floor, I've had something to do with it, probably.
Exactly. And as a native of Indianapolis, I've had the privilege of going through high school, and let you know how old you and I both are, and watching you coach, and for many, many years and many decades, you have been a symbol of excellence in that basketball program. But talk a little bit about your philosophy and what you do and how you made all that happen, Coach, because you've been the only one.
Yeah. Well, you got to start young, just like these young men that are helping us here today.
Mm-hmm.
You start them young, and you just keep developing them, and you make it fun.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have fun. That's what sport's about anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so we try to pick the best teams to play, and we try to have fun with it. And you get knocked down once in a while when you go out there and hunt the guys that are really good, but you get better yourself.
Absolutely. I want you to hold some of those points because I'm going to come back to you. You got a guy over here to my left. You know him.
Oh, yeah.
As our new head coach at Lawrence Central High School, Coach Gooden. And Coach Gooden, I had the opportunity to watch you win your 400th basketball game. So you've been coaching a while also. Tell us a little bit about your background. You're new to the community and you're leading the Bears.
Hey, I started in Fort Wayne, and I coached Harding High School there for 20 years. And I told Coach Kiefer, when I first started, he gave me opportunity to play here in Lawrence North when they had Montrose after the state championship.
Yep.
But I had some fun, you know.
Now, you've done well, too. You won 400 games. Have you won any state championships, big games? Have you done that also?
Yeah, I won the state championship in 2002.
Okay.
Okay, and I've been to the state final 5 times.
5 times. Okay, so I'm sitting between two gentlemen that have a lot of experience and have had a lot of success on the court. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They both are in Lawrence Township. So we're so fortunate to have these two gentlemen. Coach, Kiefer, talk about your relationship with players. I noticed, I met a young man who played on your '89 team who's just a great guy. He's an athletic director. Matter of fact, I saw him win an award the other night. But when he speaks of you, he speaks with such affection, and that's one of your former players, Victor Bush, who's an athletic director at Tech High School right now. How do you develop all that? Because you still stay in contact with all your players, don't you?
Yeah, we just won the sectional here recently, and that brings them out. They want to come back and see how the kids are doing and so forth. But you just, I have a kid a young man that just came in yesterday by the name of Aaron Harris, and he plays at Michigan State, and he played for Huggins at West Virginia, and Huggins is a different type guy. He's a very intense, very, some would call mean, and he recruits a certain kind of kid. Well, Aaron's not that kind of kid. He's a young man that knows right and wrong and everything else, and he played 2 years with him. He says, I just couldn't go any longer. And it wasn't that Huggins was anything wrong with it. It's just a different coaching style.
Sure. And
so now he's up with Izzo. And Izzo, to me, is a tough guy, too. But he says there's tough and there's love. You know, he says he's got a good combination of both, and I really enjoy it. And I hope that demonstrates what we try to do at Lawrence North, whether my assistants or myself. We're tough, but we feel like there's got to be a relationship. Absolutely. You can't be tough if you don't have that good relationship.
Absolutely. Coach Gooden, you've been here a year, your first year. You're here in Indianapolis. You're coaching, even coached against this guy here a couple times. But tell us a little bit about your first year. How'd that go for you?
It was a good year.
Good year.
Yeah, things, it's time to get things changed over to my style. So it was a great year. I like the competition here. Indianapolis brings some great competition.
It's very intense here,
Very
isn't it?
intense. Every night you got to be ready to
You
play.
got to be ready to play.
Yeah, don't have to go very
Right.
far to get beaten.
No doubt about it. That's true. That is certainly true. Well, both of you had the opportunity to compete against each other, and of course, the superintendent, I was on the sideline watching both of you, and I just enjoy the level of expertise with these two gentlemen going at each other. Coach Chieffer, I'll go back to you because by the time this is played, to our public, we could possibly be at the state, or you could have won the state championship, but you're on to the regionals this weekend, and just tell us a little bit about that. How you prepare the boys for that?
It's a great experience. First of all, you don't play till Saturday, so that means you've got Monday through Friday. And I tell the kids, I said, you're going to be a better player by Friday than you are today because you've got their attention. There's no looking back. And so the practices during this week before regional are usually very intense. We had a great practice at Southport on Wednesday, and everybody's on cue, and the people in the halls are saying good luck, and so the kids are right there. They're right there on that edge, and that's what makes that run in the state tournament a fun run, because there's a little spirit out there that Lawrence North pride comes through a little bit.
Well, there's no doubt. I've got two gentlemen who've been on those runs. They know how to make it happen. And gentlemen, as your superintendent and as the head of all of our educators, and I'm an educator myself, I'm so proud to have both of you in my school district as symbols of excellence, and I know the wonderful things that not only do you do on the basketball court, you both are teachers and educators, long-term educators, and we appreciate all that you do. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll close out this portion of Lawrence Live, and we're going to be back in just a second with another basketball coach. We're going to go over on the girls' side and speak with our head basketball coach. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And this time I'm joined by our head coach, girls coach, let me be specific here, at Lawrence North High School, Coach Chris Giffen. Coach, an incredible year. The girls went 27-1 during the regular season. Should have won the game they lost, so it was a close game. We love our Wildcat girls, but more importantly, the past 2 years I've had the privilege to watch an incredible girls basketball team. And ladies and gentlemen, when I say incredible, just think about this. They only lost 2 games during the regular season over the last 2 years. They lost to both state championship teams, last year to Bedford and this year to Columbus North. We had an unfortunate injury with Lametta Cooper.
We did.
We did. But Coach, how did you do all of this? Because you've done a heck of a job, and everyone around the state and in our community, they want to know why. How'd you do this?
Well, I like to take all the credit, or even a lot of the credit, but really I think the credit starts with the families and the wonderful families that I've had the great pleasure to work with and work for. You know, I tell our families, I have a parent meeting both in the spring and in the fall, and I tell them I work for you. You know, it's about, you know, working for families, because we're now, it's about, you know, getting to a higher form of education and working to get them scholarships. So I look at it like that. You know, I've had unbelievable talent, I'll be the first to admit, but I think it is tougher sometimes even to work with such unique talent than maybe to not have that talent. I think there's something to that, but really I think, you know, to having the great kids that I've had and they've bought in to the culture that we've tried to establish from day one, and so I'm just a benefactor of all that.
Absolutely. And you also play in an area, just like with our 2 boys coaches, with incredible competition.
Absolutely.
And so how do you talk about preparation and how you blend all that talent and get girls ready to play in tough sectional, regionals? Matter of fact, how about the Marion County tournament, which is just tough? How do you get the girls focused and able to play at that high level?
You know, I think we have a saying, and we actually have got it on a sign in the locker room, that, you know, everybody wants to win. Everybody has a will to win, but very few people have the will to prepare to win. And so we talk about preparation in terms of a mental side and a physical side. And much of the mental side has to be handled by them intrinsically. And but we work on those things constantly with team building stuff. I'm big on culture, team building, and trying to create a trustful and trustworthy environment. I think when you have that, Coach Kiefer alluded to it. You can tell them the truth, and when you can tell them that, you can't tell them the truth if there's no trust. So then it's chaos otherwise. So I think it starts with the culture.
Not just wins and losses, but the girls are beautiful both inside and out. I've had a chance to follow them over the last 2 years very closely, and I've just seen how well they play together. But Coach, I got to give you credit. How many girls have you, the last couple of years, just scholarships? I know you got a couple of them this year. We got one girl that's going to Northwestern. Northwestern is one of the top colleges in the country. And so Jordan Hankins, how you do that?
Well, it's a year-long process, and it's certainly not just me. And again, it's the family. These days there's an AAU circuit that's pretty intense, and in many cases those coaches are very, helpful in that regard. But it is. I'm from day one. I really want girls, that are 7th and 8th graders, not only at Fall Creek, but girls that are shopping, that have higher aspirations, that want to play collegiate basketball, and whether that be Division III, Division II, Division I, ideally, we work towards that. We had all 4 get Division I or Division II scholarships last year, the seniors that graduated, and then this year we've got Northwestern and Lamena Cooper going to Purdue, and I've got a visit for Imani Ferguson at Central State, a nice Division II school in Ohio next week, and so we're working towards that again. But ultimately, I think that's my job, to develop good citizens that go on and can get paid with their education to play basketball, doing something they love, and then try and win while we're here, obviously.
You've done very well in both categories, and I think the community needs to understand how important that is with interscholastic sports. It's not just about the fields and the wins and losses. It's about building great students, and a lot of us who are sitting in executive chairs or doing successful things, they were former athletes. And so I'm just so proud to see how you build those future leaders for us out on the court. Tough year. What can we expect in the future from you? You've got still have some really good girls on your team.
Yeah, so, we do. We return some really, really talented young ladies, and I think we're excited about the Fall Creek Valley 8th grade or incoming freshman class, and we've actually got a girl from Park Tudor Middle School that's chosen Lawrence North High School that is an unbelievably smart and very talented young lady, with already getting looked at by like Indiana and Purdue basketball-wise. So we think we'll be competitive again. You can never really replace. I think there's so much uniqueness in each individual, but each year you start over, and the culture stays the same, but you start over in terms of the X's and O's and the personnel and seeing what fits, and that's part of the fun of it from my end.
Absolutely. And Coach, you do an incredible job. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Coach Chris Giffen, who's our head girls basketball coach. Not only were we good on the boys' side, but we are good on the girls' side. So, and led by this young man, and we just want to compliment him on his hard work as he has put Lawrence North High School on the map in Indiana in terms of being one of the best girls basketball program. And Coach Giffen, I'm going to make a prediction. We're going to win that state championship. So you just keep at it, okay?
I want to bring one to you. Trust me.
We're going to win. We're going to win one.
When we don't win, I feel like I've let people down.
Well,
so that's what drives me. So.
Well, I think I can stand for everyone and all 15,000 students and our families in the community. We really appreciate your hard work and effort with that girls program. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to close out by saying thank you for watching Lawrence Live again, and we'll be back with you with some more incredible educators like Coach Giffen, Coach Gooden, and Coach Kiefer. Thank you.